Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we are doing Midweek Magic and it's called What Was Written, aka the only cards that are allowed in this format are cards that have already been printed on paper and they made it up to Pioneer format. So they're not giving us all the Pioneer cards. Thank goodness, because that would be a real nightmare to implement. But also, it does mean that a lot of the cards from Jumpstart Historic Horizons were inadvertently actually already printed. So those would actually be good fits. So that's something to check out. Also note that because of this, we are using the Pioneer ban list for the most part. So if it wasn't banned in actually I need to double check. So we're gonna take a look at the we're gonna take a look at our deck. I could not resist the pun, www.winota.com. But we're basically doing a Winota deck, but I kind of want to take a look because I know Oko is banned for this one. I want to check if Uro is banned also. Yep. Uro and Oko are banned. I have no idea if they are banned in Pioneer. I think what they said was if it was banned in Standard, it is also banned for this format. Oddly enough, Winota is not banned in Standard. It was banned in Historic. It was directly banned in Historic, but it was not banned in Standard. So that's why we are playing with Winota. And this is Winota does have a deck presence in Pioneer. We are missing a lot of key cards for this though. So also, I just realized we're running a 61 card special. We were supposed to cut one land, but you know what? For the heck of it, we'll just leave it like that. I'll leave it up to you guys to decide which card to cut. Which one of your... So the reason this deck kind of works is we have a lot of early ramp. So, in Pioneer, they have Elvish Mystic, but we're making do with Gilded Goose. It's not like we need the mana all the time, though it does help if you're running cards like Elite Spellbinder. We're running some copies of Paradise Druid. Prosperous Innkeeper we're running partly for the life gain. Mostly because if this guy bites the dust, the treasure token is still around. We're running 4 copies of Selfless Savior. In Pioneer, they're running copies of Selfless Spirit because that protects the whole board. We do have a Selfless Glyph Weaver in Strixhaven, but that's 3 mana. It's probably too late. So that's where we're just running Good Boy here. And afterwards, everything else is a human. So Tovolar's Huntmaster is one of the special additions here. Although, like even if it's nighttime, it's still looking from your library, it's still a human. So you will be able to put it on the battlefield. You'll get your two green wolf creature tokens. Otherwise, it's all about preserving the combo. So we have Brutal Qatar, Elite Spellbinder. I'm thinking we probably could also have put copies of Skyclave Apparition. But we're kind of testing this version out. We're testing a few copies of Talia's Lieutenant because you won't always have the hand with a lot of the non-human drops. So sometimes you might have to play a regular human game and just play Talia's Lieutenant to start buffing things up. And then just go inadvertently for the Winota, the Blade Historian, the Kenrit. We're running a lot of pathways and a good number of dual walls. I guess we could make room for cards like Aiganjo and Boseiju, but so far we've not found that necessary quite yet. But we'll leave it as an exercise. Oh yeah, most of the Pioneer decks nowadays don't run Elite Spellbinder, but because this is not pure Pioneer, we kind of need to have a way to make sure the coast is clear. And Elite Spellbinder has actually done a good job of that, so I'd say PVDDR has earned his spot on the list. So we get a decent starter. We can go Innkeeper. Yeah, we're probably gonna go Innkeeper. Although I should have played this as green. Anyway, we can just play this green-red. Hope to hit our white lands. Okay, we hit our white lands, so... So we're trying to see... This is actually Bant Special. with a lot of foretell. So I'm assuming this is a okay. They are really foretelling a lot. They probably have a counter spell built in somewhere. Unfortunately, we don't have the Winota, so we're going to go Elite Spellbinder. See what our farewell test of talents. Okay, so we can ignore the test of talents. We have 0 non-creatures. Cleansing Nova is gonna take a while. Farewell is gonna take a while too. Yeah, we can like take both of these apart and just go Hydrate and just let them run the Hydrate Crassus. Additionally, we're better off sniping the Crassus right now. Let's assume that one of these is a Doomscar. Okay, that's weird. I would have assumed one of those is a Doomscar. Let's assume one of those is a Saw It Coming. So, knowing that, play a Prosperous Innkeeper first. Let's see if our opponent responds to this. Nope. Then play Elite Spellbinder. Maybe our opponent responds to this. No, they don't. And they're also missing mana for Memory Deluge. This will draw them out of mana, so we're sniping this. They have to have a counter spell or a Doomscar somewhere. I'm assuming that they're about to Doomscar us already. I actually forgot the Temples existed. Yep, there's the Doomscar. We kind of overplayed it, but it is what it is. We could just play Talia right now and just play Blade Historia next turn. But yeah, we overextended there. But at the very least, this Cleansing Nova is going to take a while. So is... We already have the double red. I'm thinking our opponent is an all-sweeper special, so this is where Selfless Savior would do a really big deal. Yeah, oh no, it's Behold the Multiverse, so no Doomscar quite yet. They are digging for mana, that's for certain. Okay, so if they had one more mana, we're about to eat the Cleansing Nova, so we're going to just swing with everything here. And just pass. Okay, we're going to eat the Cleansing Nova, that's kind of certain. Yeah, and Time Wipe, that kind of works too. Now we just need to top deck Kenrit. Now we can just play the Paradise Druids. Probably... Yeah, we just need to play Kenrit somehow. That's pretty much our only plan right now. Our opponent could... say... get the 2/2 down, gain 1 life, draw a card. That gives them an annoying blocker. Yeah, I kind of wish we had... But also note that Cleansing Nova and Farewell are now on the menu. I guess this makes perfect sense if you're expecting a lot of Winotas. Just run all the board wipes. Opponent does have Cave of the Frost Dragon, so if once we go empty-handed, they can start swinging at us with that. I would... So... Yeah, opponent going for the Farewell instead. Right. And note, Kenrit is a single copy. And for sure. Yeah, and this is literally the one card that would save us. We don't actually have any other haste, which is something I was considering. I was already thinking of like adding rabbit batteries, but we want to lean the deck heavily towards green-white with just a little incidental red. So that our mana base definitely could use some work. In fact, based on our deck, one can argue that we can get away with... Let's see. I'm gonna double check Ancient Ziggurat. no ancient ziggurat. Okay, so I might have been mistaken about that. I actually want to do a double check about on the lands that we could use. Like Cascading Cataracts is a bit overkill, so we probably won't use that. Fabled Passage. There is an argument for Fabled Passage, I would say. Although we are running so many 1-drops and 2-drops that's probably going to be bad for us in the long run. Faceless Haven, kind of a non-bow because it's always a human. Yeah, there's no land that, well, this is kind of a land that helps us, but barely. No, I think our land set is correct. The Thalia's Attendants is the one card that I am kind of dubious with. It is a question mark, so let's see how we can get around that. Yeah, I'm actually pleased that we made it through that battle. That was a bit of a nightmare. I wouldn't lie. We were literally drawing 1 in 40. Okay, so it's more or less an all-human special, but we are keeping. Opponent goes Silver Raven, so this looks like a mono blue tempo deck, or it could be artifacts. I still suspect it's mono blue tempo, so we will lead on green. Technically, we should have led in Stomping Ground first because that was the safer play. We're definitely gonna run out, depending on what our opponent plays. Okay, white blue, Battlefield Raptor, mono flyers. Okay, so it's all flyers, so we take the Rally of Wings. Next turn we can go Blade Historian, but we probably want to just Brutal Qatar first. Opponent is... That's an interesting way to do it. Taking incidental damage here and there. We are just missing Winota, I would say. But... Let's see... Pathway... Okay, doesn't really matter though. I would say we kind of need more red since we want to drop Blade Historian. So... Selfless Savior. Brutal Qatar. Opponent might just take. If they do a block, yeah, they're not gonna block. So we are scheduled to take 9 damage if our opponent does have to fourth land for Rally of Wings. Empyrean Eagle. Ooh, that's spicy. But if they swing with all that, we can crack back for even more. No Winota, we probably want to focus tap. Nope, mistake. We were supposed to play that untap. Oh well, Blade Historian. So now the interesting trick is that we can kind of go on defense, but let's see. We are scheduled to take 4, 8, 12, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have to swing with everything here. Though I think that is still bad for us. Actually, we didn't need to sacrifice that. So 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we goofed up there. We made a mistake there. The correct play was to actually hold back. But that is actually a smart way to do it. We kind of just missed the Winota. So that is one of the weaknesses of this deck. I guess we could be on the lookout for white flyers. Alcide would actually be not so bad because of the lifelink. Yeah, we did not need to sacrifice the Selfless Savior. I forgot that they were blocking with a regular guy. Though, another thing we could have done was just held back because we had the double strike anyway. We swing with the Brutal Qatar. only. Hold back. Okay, so this is not a great hand. I'm probably gonna just mulligan this. We have a lot of ramp into nothing. Okay, at least we have ramp into a Blade Historian. This is actually more palatable. Gonna go Ruin Crab. This is mill. So we need to be fast on that Winota. We can afford to take damage, I presume. Let's see, if there's black, then it's rogues. Another classic. Although with Laura's ban, that should also be gone too. Okay, so we lost lands, which is quite good. We just now need to... Let's see. Nope, we don't have the Winota. We'll lose the Blade Historian. Oh no, we're losing Paradise Druid. Okay. We can't hit their lands. They got a lot of removal. At least this one, if they spend it, then... Okay, there goes one Winota. So Thoughtseize, we lose the Blade Historian. We probably lose the Elite Spellbinder on, or with the Eliminator or whatnot. Yeah, we lose the Spellbinder. That makes sense. So we hit the Lano or Elves. So we're gonna just play the Elves. End of turn. End of turn. Make an egg. Yeah, this is. But, okay, so we've only lost one Winota. Opponent needs to So our opponent is just basically saving removal for Winota. We could just also accelerate into like either say Kenrid or other cards just to make them use it up. But though unfortunately, we're running into all lands, so this is not so great. So, not a great matchup too. So, at least we know Winota is not invincible. We also know our opponent doesn't have a land, or else they would have played immediately. Oh, we also forgot to make a token. So, at least we start sniping. Thieves Guild Enforcer. They let it land. This is already a nightmare. Yeah, this is a... And next turn they can... Okay, we lost another Winota. Yup. Opponent seems to be removal heavy. So, let's see. No, we'll take the damage. Because for lack of anything better to do, we might... Yeah, we're gonna force our opponent to start using up all the removal. Drown in the lock, countering that, that's fine. Let's force them to start using up their removal. Now, as soon as they cast her into the story, we're absolutely doomed. Also swimming in land, so the... Okay, another land. Okay, those are not bad losses. Yeah, the real kicker is Yeah, we can just keep regaining life, I suppose. This might encourage them to actually kill the Gilded Goose. So at least Huntmaster. We lose the Huntmaster, but we still have the 2 wolves, which is kind of good news. They're not getting through, but neither is this guy. And I am so willing to trade at this rate, although they just could drop another. I'm afraid they might have a Thoughtseize in hand. I'm also afraid they might have removal, but we're gonna... Okay, so they're just taking this. So let's see, if we cast this... No, we kind of have to cast that. That's not removal in their hand, so I have no idea what they were sandbagging. Merfolk Wind Robber, that's fine. Yeah, we lose 2 more cards, sure. Brutal Qatar would have been nice to use, but... Opponent is sacking, so that means they are digging for something. Also, we can start putting counters on the wolves. Opponent concedes. Yeah, looks like I have no idea what's in their hand. Did our opponent had way too much removal for the standard rogues deck back in the day? They must have... Did they forget to put Into the Story? That's pretty much the special sauce there. Also, I would not run the Ruined Crab version if Lurrus is unavailable. Yeah, that's actually a good question. That's actually a good question. I don't... Technically, Lurrus should be banned in Pioneer. Yeah, Lurrus is banned. So, if it's banned there, it's banned here. So, yeah, without Lurrus, I would rather play the Zaret-san version of the Rogues deck. I definitely would not play the Ruined Crab version. Like, without Lurrus, it loses a lot of power. Like, you don't get to cycle back those Wind Robbers. You don't get to cycle back those Team Skills. And the Ruined Crab is just there to be annoying. So, definitely keep... Opponent playing a Yorion deck. It's been a while. So, yeah, triple Temple Garden kinda sus, but... This is probably control, so I am super incentivized to play Talia. It's just a question of how am I going to play it. My concern is Deafening Clarion, but we've at least delayed it for 1 turn, so we're gonna try to get the quick Kenrith out. I am admittedly okay. This could also be Cinder class, which would be embarrassing. Because we need the Paradise Druid, it would have meant that I should have played the Selfless Savior. Birth of Millet is okay, that's fine. Opponent is playing... Also, our opponent hasn't foretold anything yet, so no Doomscar, unlike last time. Deafening Clarion could come up now, so we would lose this. No, it didn't come up yet. Okay. Definitely make ready at this point. Omen of the Sun produces 2 +1/+1 tokens. We'll see how our opponent blocks. Because we do have an alternate mode for this. Yeah, they must have just realized that Kenrick can just put +1/+1 counters and ruin their day. If I have to choose between saving the... Now, that said, I am also legitimately concerned that our opponent is just 1 mana away from a Wrath effect, so we might... Though we can selfless savior the Kenrick. Okay, opponent's going for that, so... +1/+1 counter here. +1/+1 counter here. We don't get past the wall, but that's fine. Opponent's now down to 7. If we save Kenrick, we can actually just... Well, we can't kill them quite yet. Let's see if they go for the Wrath effect. If it's not a Wrath effect, it's something, about to be something. Wandering Emperor, that would answer Kenrick, but... Opponent would still have to... Well,
Anyone
losing the Kenrick is annoying enough.
Must contend with me.
But that's a good play, I'd say.
Done.
Yeah, this is the part where... Oh, wait. So we're not going to play the Paradise Druid because there's no need. Yeah, this is kind of a given.
Our swords will cross again.
Yeah, unfortunately, okay, opponent's definitely going to have mana for any combination of Wrath effects. Yeah, Jeskai Control is still doing quite strong. I just chose not to do Control because, my gosh, it would take forever. We're already 27 minutes in, so not... Let's see what our opponent does. Nothing is nice. We would like to draw something that's not a land, please. And again, this time they will have good blocks. Actually, let's see what kind of good blocks. They can just double block the... Okay. They're gonna spread it around. They're gonna take out the Selfless Savior. That's fine. We kind of have to let it go. Which means it does open... It does open the way for a Wrath, though. So that's kind of the bad news bears there. Yeah, looks like... If I'm not mistaken, Pioneer does have a good swat of control, but it does have a good swat of, oh wait, Raven's Warning? Okay, they might be digging for a Wrath effect. Also need to hold back the Goose because, so might as well make a token. Might as well eat the token. Yeah, this is usually the... Okay, there. So we are slowly chomping away at their life, but it's kind of brutal. Yeah, I really want to hold these back. I know they have to have a Wrath eventually. Talia doing a good amount of work for a 1-drop. I might consider replacing the Talia's Lieutenants with just more Talias. Redain is also a good consideration as well. So no flyers. Opponent is positively swimming in mana at this point. Yeah, we're just waiting for the Wrath. Fires of Invention, so they can spend the mana to get Yorion and they can replay Yorion. And yeah, they can just replay this. They're gonna get all the value back. So might as well just crash the food token. Crack the food token. Opponent is kind of shields down, so we're hoping that this is where. Also, an interesting trick is that if you have more spells to cast and more mana, you can bounce the Fires of Invention back. It resets the whole thing. But now we have been hard reset at this point. And unfortunately, we're going nowhere. Opponent is about to draw an extra card and all that here. Well, no, we can block with this, but we have to just absorb all the damage here. We'll play one land to our elves, it gives us an extra blocker. Maybe this is an argument for Fabled Passage. Those are practically fetch lands. We can like cut some of the pathways in favor of that. That is a good suggestion, I would say. Agent of Treachery. They probably... Oh, they take the... Oh, yeah, because they can keep blinking this and start taking our lands. So we need to sandbag some lands, too. Let's resolve. Agent of Treachery was not banned in... Oh, wow. Okay, I see the combo now. I'll let them play it out so that you can see it, but they're gonna sack a token, they're gonna get an Agent of Treachery. So this is actually very brilliant. It's an old classic, I would say. So they took all our red, but we need to sandbag this one red mana. Which I'm fine with. If they have a Yorion on hand, then touch the Spirit Realm. Ooh, that's a nice addition. So they will draw 2 cards. We'll let them resolve. So they'll actually draw up to 7 cards after this. So since they passed, we might as well make the food token now. Let's see what they take. That one? Okay, we'll craft that food. I'm surprised we're not taking our creatures. That, unfortunately, yeah, they sacked this one. They get another Agent of Treachery. It's end step, so they missed it the last time, but it's probably gonna be all over at this point. We needed to draw Winota right away. That is the one weakness of this deck. If you don't hit it right away, your opponent gets that far out of hand, no amount of Winota play is gonna save you. Could we have mulliganed this? I'm actually surprised. Maybe we played too much around the Wrath. That was an issue. I would say that it's a good thing we did not have Skyclave Apparition. It would have hit nothing of our opponents. It would hit the enchantments, the omens. I would say that would be a good play. Okay, definitely keeping this. We got our turn 1 goose. We can go into a turn 2 goose. Opponent is playing Giganta, so not Garuda, Giganta. So that's something interesting. Now, in theory, we can go turn 3 Winota and swing with 1 goose. I would prefer our opponent Angrat's Rampage. We sack... Sure, we sack a goose. So, because we have that concern to worry about, we're actually going to play Elite Spellbinder, see what our opponent has next. So, Niv Mizzet, Scarab God. They are a ways away from this, but not so much. So we'll snipe the Scarab God. If they happen to have another removal for the goose, I would be somewhat tilted. Okay, we're playing the Winota right away. And opponent concedes. Looks like they would be too slow to hit either Niv, and we would be able to take it from there. That's the kind of start we wanted. We would have, if we had that kind of start. So yeah, it's kind of Winota or bust. It's a little bit, though I will say we did. Hold on, no. Oh yeah, no, you guys didn't get to see that one. I was doing that in testing. So I had my very first test match with this was against a mono red burn deck. It actually scared. Our opponent had Keswick Flame Breeders and was just throwing all sorts of 1 mana damage across the board. So we might just play Goose on 1 again. Opponent on Grazer. So if I it's some sort of control. Okay, we'll pass it. Turn 2, yeah, this is not exactly a great start. Kind of hoping to draw into a Winota. Never mind. That was fast. I think by playing a regular land and elves, they thought we were an elf deck. Elves is technically possible. Wait, Allosaurus Shepherd. That was printed in Jumpstart, so that would not. Hold on. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure Allosaurus Shepherd is not in. No, technically you could play an elf deck. And unfortunately we have to remove all the references itself. Yeah. Technically it is possible to play an elf deck. I wouldn't say it's strong. Also, yeah, Elvish Archdruid should be. Oh wait. Oh wait, maybe it's also possible I don't. No, I do have a copy of Elvish Archdruid. Yeah, it's not there either. So elves as a deck is, it's possible, but it's not as powerful. Most likely our opponent conceded because they kept a 2-lander. That's my only guess, I would say. Anyway, this is going to be the last episode for this one. I have a long day ahead tomorrow. I'm actually really concerned about. I'm actually really concerned if I will get back in time to do the live stream. I might have to set it back a lot later. Anyway, we got Innkeeper into Qatar, so opponent takes a mulligan. Oh wait, you know, that's another question. Is Tybalt's Trickery in the format? Well, it's blue, so it's gold. Also, if Gilded Goose, okay, opponent. That does not give our opponent any clue whatsoever. Blue black. We have double Winota, so that is a plan. Also, they would need to have Jwari Disruption, so I'm gonna actually play it safe. Brutal Qatar. We are not going to swing with the Innkeeper because I am so certain they are sandbagging that particular rogue. Removal is also fine too. So at least we got that out of the way. Okay, the jig is up. We can buy some time with Elite Spellbinder at least. Didn't say please, so they do have a counter spell. We are a lot of how many cards? Because 7 cards in our yard for Into the Story. So they would need to hit. Yeah, we're stealing the didn't say please. Definitely still not swing with Innkeeper. So this is still a ways away. They could have drawn into another one, which would be annoying, but we are positively swimming in lands right now that we kind of have to go for it. Well, they're not going into the story anytime soon. So they get to take out those two. But we're kind of fine with that. Actually, now that I think of this, I might want something like there, the Hydra or whatnot. Oh wow, they kind of flooded there. Let's see if they have a kill spell. Thieves Guild Enforcer, that's fine. Although that now means they can... Oh wait, it doesn't have it yet. Okay, that's fine. So we don't have to cast it quite yet. So our concern is, okay, they're doing that into the story, but that means they need to have... They need to have something at 3 mana. Let's force them to counter this. Thieves Guild Enforcer. It will now have Death Touch, but my guys still have Double Strike. There you go. Yeah, unfortunately for... Yeah, they took a mulligan. We started first. They used up a lot of their early removal. Also, a lot of their early removal was very soft. I probably would not run Eliminate anymore. I would still run Heartless Act, but... I would be more than willing to run Infernal Grasp or even Power Word Kill in that scenario. I would also consider running Baleful Mastery in that scenario. But yeah, yeah, Rogues kind of needs a little bit of balance. I would not just port the last standard deck. I would definitely take advantage of changes. That said, as for this deck, we never got a chance to use Talia's Lieutenant, and I'm starting to think that you probably should cut this. So take note, we're running 61 cards. If you want to run this, I would suggest cut these two as well and decide if you want to add anything else. Like a third Blade Historian would be interesting. Some decks run 2 copies of Tovolar's Huntmaster, which is quite good. You may want to consider Selfless Samurai alongside Selfless Savior or even Alseid. Though I would probably choose Selfless Samurai because Winota is a warrior. Well, actually that's it. It's only Winota that's a warrior. Everything else is not a warrior, so hit or miss. And also do decide on the mana base if you want to make changes on that one. I could see a world where we could fit some of the creature lands. Den of the Bugbear would be a decent fit here, though we are trying to avoid as much red as possible, so that's another thing to consider. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. And as always, that's gonna be it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. Do take care of yourselves, stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone.